Greetings, friends. Welcome to Stars on Stage with Jadian, where we talk everything and anything astrological, numerology, hidden occult knowledge, tarot, all the hidden language. Welcome to your channel. So, as you know, we are here again, the Sun Sign series. We are now on the 10th sign. It's been a slow ride beginning this channel. However, we are in the beginning stages. So, if my attitude and my personality is really touching base with you on an astrological level, numerology, all the information, little bits of information so far. But if I am impacting you in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel here. And also would love your feedback. My goal is to be a little bit more proactive and communicate with you guys more. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to hit me up on IG. I changed the name to Stars on Stage _28. So hit me up on IG outside of YouTube just to keep up to par with all the other creative stuff I do. However, moving forward, we are finally here. Yes. Do you know a Capricorn sun sign? Perhaps a person with very prominent, very dominant Capricorn placements, degrees, whatnot. If so, this video may be for you, just to get a better understanding of overall the sun sign in Capricorn, or just overall Capricorn energy. So we are now here, 10th sign, sun sign in Capricorn. Let's go. So if you were born between the dates December 22nd to January 19th, you, my friend, are sun sign in Capricorn. So as we leave off from the fiery, expansive adventure, again, freedom-loving self of Sagittarius, the spirit within, the spirit that burns within, we are shifting from late autumn into the winter solstice, the northern hemisphere. So we now have all of that fire within, the adventure, the wanderer, and now we take that energy and we begin to build structure, we begin to set goals, and we begin to embrace our maturity. So we go from exploration to implementation. So Sag is a very fire, freedom-loving rolling stone of the zodiac, and the way that Sag operates is through experience. So it shoots the arrow and it goes out there and expands. However, that's when the holiday season comes into play. There's social holidays taking place at this time. And we're taking that fire from Sagittarius and all that wisdom and the philosophies, and we really build it into a reality of not only just hard work, but overall your commitment and your strategy, how you are maturing in that way to make career happen. So it's all about building structure and setting goals as we leave behind late autumn and going into the winter solstice. It's Capricorn season. So we take a cozy turning point, leaving behind late autumn, entering the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. Capricorn season begins, and we are taking the freedom spirit, the travel, the philosophy, broadening the horizons. We're taking all of that expertise, all of the philosophies, all the experience, and we're taking that fire that creates light behind Capricorn. Capricorn takes that fire, slows it down to pragmatically speed it up. So instead of taking these contract dreams, the Capricorn takes dreams into doing with practicality, being pragmatic, setting goals, commitments, and overall embracing maturity. So we go from this turning point of the holiday season where we're social, we're expansive, yada, yada. But then now we take that into a more intimate and reflective and internal spirit. We take that in and we ground it, hence Earth, since Capricorn is cardinal Earth, it initiates, as we know. And we go from the optimistic, expansive, spontaneous to anything goes, these ideas, and we pragmatically rely and focus on structure at hand. And with that, it's what can I actually do with this? So it's building. It's building that dream into an actual career. And that's when we get into Saturn and karma And Capricorns are known to be the fathers of the zodiac, or I call them the fathers that can grandfather into like the grandfather clock that just like hangs. I know it's kind of strange. It's like a weird metaphor or analogy or an explanation I'm trying to um, give to you guys. However, it moves away from wandering into more anchoring oneself and goals and career and tangible results more so than just dreams. Capricorns are recognized from their very composed and serious demeanor, whether that would be their facial expressions, their overall gaze. These are some of the most serious people on the planet. They are ruled by Saturn, which rules our skin, our joints, our bones. Because of their work ethic, they're known to have a lot of achy bones and joints. However, to spot them on a physical, not all Capricorns have this, but they do display very lovely and distinctive jaw lines, cheekbones, facial features, pronounced cheekbones, I should say, defined jawline, and deep focused eyes. The Capricorn's communication style is very direct, so direct that it can be dry, deadpan like. They're the fathers of the zodiac, and so every time I see a Capricorn, even on their birthday, they're always paying. They're always paying for someone or something. Like I was just swipe, 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 swipe. So mature in early age, having to grow up backwards, having to be the adult as the child almost. Yes. And has a principled perfectionist and very firm opinions. These are no bullshitter type of people. They get down to business. They get down to business. Okay. And it's all about structure, control, building, success, material gain. Oh, yeah. Don't forget that money, honey. So life is hard. It's hard when we enter into the world through our mother, the pain of that. And then it's also extremely hard when we leave this earth from the pain of death or the sting of death. So we have the pain of coming in and we have the sting of death going out. And the only energy that decides who gets to come in and who gets to come out is no other than Capricorn. Earth signs understand the pain of living and the pain of death. The Capricorn gets to decide who's going to come in and experience and who's going to go out and how you're going to go out. How are you going to go in, how are you going to experience, how are you going to go out, and so it's earth, it's solidified, it's what holds us together aside from the other earth signs, part of the earth trigon, Taurus and Virgo. So the Capricorn man is very structured, very authoritative. It's the provider. So even though Capricorn is a feminine sign, a Capricorn man will take on the masculine tradition and way of life. So he needs a supportive partner. He needs someone who's also loyal, who's self-respective, and also composed as he. Now, that is all great to be so structured and in control and showing love through action and stability and responsibility. So it's nice to have that type of pragmatic way into a family. However, don't forget the emotion. And that's when we go to the opposing. And this goes also for the women too, which we'll get to in a second. But we also know that life is not all about work and our relationships don't have to be a closed door policy. We can take time away from work and really live it fully with our loved ones. Capricorn is all about inner circle only. Yes, we understand that. But don't you think that sometimes when you detach from being vulnerable, you actually are kidding yourself? You detach from your heart. And I understand it can be a scary thing, but it's something you do need to focus on, especially in your inner circle. They deserve to have your time. I know your time is valuable, but you have to learn how to be vulnerable, because if you don't, you're human too. That's also a root of fear. And that can create what? Insecurity, chaos. Yes, you can take your loved ones with you to the mountain, but from a heart, And from spirit, if you are not sharing your time and really enjoying the moment with those around you and you're all about work, then you're going to be alone at the top of that mountain by yourself, and it's going to get cold. And then you're going to ask over time, when the money and everything that you want to swipe and get it, like, it becomes repetition, it can become stale. And then you think to yourself, wow, I'm alone on top of this mountain. What was it all worth anyways? So those are the things you do have to work on, is just understanding that it's not all about work. You should be vulnerable in relationships and understand that control isn't everything, and don't emotionally guard yourself off. So the ladies are very disciplined. They have a lot of self-respect, and they're quite deeply intentional. She deliberately moves a certain way by choice. So it's how she moves. It's who she lets close to her, who she's committing to. So she deliberately does that by choice. Capricorn men and women, this is for the women, of course, but they really run by inner circle only. They like to live their life composed. I don't like to just have it out there for the world to see. So these people, well, the women are very reserved, very serious. But when you get to know her underneath it, she's quite humorous and a lot of dry humor, in my opinion, and super loyal, super in depth. And the Cap wants a partner. She wants a partner that's not just going to be a project. Same thing with her success. They're in it for the long run, but they need consistency. They need an ambitious partner, and they need someone who's emotionally steady. They don't like a mess. That's the last thing they want, is an emotional mess. They need someone who's sure of themselves and who has all of that. Now, overall, the cons that she does need to work on is lightening up a little bit, soften up a little bit. You don't have to only be that way with your inner circle, but sometimes your inner circle needs you to be that way too, because you can be like that in your inner circle. Same thing with the guys. So lighten up a little bit, stop over controlling, and don't have emotional restraint on yourself. Express yourself. It's okay. And doing everything alone. Try not to have that hard-headed stubbornness and control to do it all alone. And trust without losing strength, because she is quite magnetic. She is a boss. She is an authoritative, and she can be quite intimidating. And, she doesn't want to rush to success. She doesn't want to rush a relationship. It's not a project, because in the long run, it really matters for the relationships at hand to be everlasting, to be loyal, to be self-respecting, to be worth it. So it matters to a Capricorn woman. Some huge advice for Capricorns. So try not to fall into the symbolism of your tarot card, or the tarot that rules. The card in tarot that is ruled under Capricorn energy is that of the devil card. So the best thing we can do is not step on others or do bad things for the sake of money and power and status. We cannot fall into our devil ways and be like that of the devil, and too controlling, too much, if you know what I mean, too serious, too cold, everything of that. We have to be mindful to not let overcome our morals, who we really are. So Capricorn is ruled by the 10th house, and the 10th house represents our career and our careers in life, all of that, our success in career. And then it's ruled by, Capricorn rules the 10th planet, which is Saturn. Saturn is a very, very cold, out there, matter of fact, I'm good on my own type of planet, and the planet of restriction and karma. So Capricorn engraves that type of energy. We also have the androgynous zone, which will be the knees. So Capricorn rules the knees. And the Vietnamese zodiac sign that engraves all Capricorn energy is none other than that of the rooster. And the gemstones for Capricorn would be onyx and black obsidian. So Capricorn invites us to really reflect on our legacy and what we're cultivating for long term, to transition and notice our wake-up call, a wake-up call for ourselves to be taken more seriously, to encourage responsibility, self-discipline, and to set boundaries. This is why we love the ambitious, the driven, of course, Capricorn. As always, I'm super grateful for all of you guys who view these videos. It is still the beginning stages, but thank you so much for joining me. If my attitude is helping you, teaching you some way, I would love to know about it. Request me on Instagram. Again, comment if you like, send me a message. I'm just so grateful that we're here. Thank you so much. And the next sign is going to be the 11th sign, sun sign in Aquarius. Whoop, whoop. So if you're in Aquarius or know anyone with prominent Aquarius placements, maybe this video is for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you next time, January 28th at 8:08 p.m. with Sun Sign in Aquarius. Thanks for joining in. And remember to never stop shining bright like a diamond.